Hi, welcome to Wolford Craft Distilling. I'm John Wolford. Today I'm going to introduce you to some of our products. Well, all of our products actually. Vodka is the base of our product line. We have two vodkas that we use. We have our Headlight vodka, which is 80 proof, great for drinking, super smooth. And then for mixing, we have our 100 proof version, which is called High Beam. Everything we do here is all based in corn, so corn is the grain that we use. Our vodka is super special the way we make it. Vodka, in order to be a vodka, has to come off the still at 190 proof or better. That's usually done on a vodka column like this tall one right here behind me. Now most distilleries, after the vodka comes off the vodka column, they'll take that vodka and they'll wind up filtering it through charcoal filters a number of times, and then they'll put it in bottles after they proof it down. What we do is we take that vodka and we put it back into the still, and we run it through only the copper. It's a run that takes almost 24 hours to complete. I call it a finishing run. We lose about 10% of the volume when we do that, but we think it's really worth it. Because after we do two finishing runs, the inside of the still is practically black with all of this nasty stuff that it picked up from that perfectly clean vodka. So it makes our vodka extremely smooth and very easy to drink. Most people can easily take this and they love to drink it on the rocks all by itself. It's a great mixer. The next product we can talk about is our whiskey that we can't call whiskey. We can't call it whiskey because it's made the way my great-grandpa made it during Prohibition. And that's a picture of my great-grandpa and my great-grandma. It's the only picture we have, so if you ever visit the distillery, you'll see a big mural on the side of the wall showing the picture that was inspired by this. Here's a little shot of it, so you can take a look. That's Grandma and Grandpa. Really talented artist, took them about 8 days to put it together. A lot of fun. We have a time lapse on our Facebook page of it. But anyway, they owned a bakery in College Point, New York, which is in Queens in the 19-teens and 1920s. They had 9 children. It was an immigrant family, and they came from Germany. All 9 kids had to work at the bakery in order to eke out a living. Each of them had a different job. One would make the cakes, one would make pastries, another would do baked goods. My grandpa did the pies. But by 1920, which is when Prohibition happened, my grandfather had become a boilermaker by trade. And he convinced great-grandma and great-grandpa to move the whole family into this 3-story tall house right here. And he proceeded to put a boiler in the basement and then bored holes about this big around through all 3 stories inside the house, and that's where the column went. By 1925, which is when this picture was taken, great-grandpa and great-grandma owned 3 thriving bakeries because they could get all the raw materials that they needed without government scrutiny. So they would make the mash at the bakeries because it would smell like bread rising, and they would transport the mash over to the house in the back of this 1924 Ford delivery van. They would gravity feed it into the basement, run the alcohol, and collect it on the 1st floor, which in New York is above ground. They would take the alcohol and then just gravity feed it back into the van and cart it away. Because great-grandpa fermented with sugar, we can't call it whiskey. We also can't call it whiskey because it wasn't aged in oak. But what they did do is a lot of things shipped to the bakery in oak barrels. They charred the inside of those oak barrels, and then using a hammer and chisel chiseled out wood chips. They took those wood chips and put them in a jug, kind of like this, with a whole bunch of high-proof alcohol. And that makes a super oaky elixir. They would add a little bit of this to the batch to create the flavor, but it was still very light in color and it wouldn't pass off as whiskey. So they just simply added caramel food coloring to make it look like whiskey. And that's sugar shine. Less than 50% of the alcohol that comes off the still we use in this because we know it's never going to spend time in oak. So we only use the hearts. So this is an extremely smooth product, very flavorful. People like Scotch like it, people like whiskey like it, people like bourbon like it, and even people that like rum like it because of the cane that was used in the fermentation process. That's starter. The next one we'll talk about is Spark. Spark is our basil flavored vodka. Spark was created by my wife Karen. She was out at dinner one night with our son AJ at McGrath's Fish House in Linwood, Washington. And they had basil gimlets on the menu, where they muddled the basil like a mojito, and then added the vodka and simple syrup and lime juice. Well, when she got home, she announced, "We're making basil vodka." I said, "What the heck is that?" And she said, "I don't know, but we're making it." So we got online to look it up, and there is no such thing. So we started experimenting with it to try and figure out, how do we process the basil? What's the optimum proof to introduce the basil to the alcohol? How long does it stay in there? How do we filter it? That sort of thing. By the time we got done with it, we submitted our first legal batch to the International Craft Spirits Competition. It received a bronze medal. And this year at the Bartender Spirits Awards, it received a silver medal. I neglected to mention this also won a silver medal at the Bartender Spirits Competition. Very exciting, really great product. You can mix it with all kinds of things. Lemonade, limeade, believe it or not, peach flavored Snapple iced tea is awesome with it. Also, like Fever Tree, cucumber tonic water, really good. It's great in a gimlet, martini. We use it to mix with with Bloody Marys too. Really, really fine product. Super refreshing on the rocks, great summertime drink. Our next product we'll talk about is our apple liqueur. This is a terrific product. We're really excited about all the accolades that it's gotten. The first award that Torque got was at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, where it was awarded a silver medal and was the highest rated apple liqueur in the competition. The next award it received was at the Bartenders Spirits Awards. We received a silver medal there and was also the highest rated apple liqueur in that competition. Then just a few weeks ago at the International Craft Spirits Conference, it received a silver medal and was the highest rated apple liqueur in that competition, but it also won the award for Best of Category of Bottle and Blended Fruit Liqueurs. It's fantastic. It tastes like you're drinking your grandma's apple pie. You don't even taste the alcohol. It's terrific. We could say it's the best in the world because we didn't say it, they said it. Finally, the last two products are our coffee liqueur. We call it Clutch and regular, and we make it in decaf as well. Super popular. These products Karen has been making since she's been in her 20s. It is very, very thick. Last year at the International Craft Spirits Conference, it received a bronze medal, and they complained about it being too thick. We said, you don't get it. Apparently, the International Bartenders folks, well, they disagreed because they gave it a gold medal this year. We're really excited about that. One of the things you'll notice about this product is that it is very, very, very thick. People use this not just to replace on a regular, like replacing like Kahlua and all your coffee drinks, but people are doing all kinds of fun things cooking with it too. We've had customers bring us truffles where they made the ganache with it. They've made fudge with it. People put it on their pancakes, waffles. It's fabulous on ice cream. My wife makes tiramisu with it, where she dips the ladyfingers in. It's absolutely awesome. This has been a fantastic product, and because we make it also in decaf. Karen started making it in decaf because when she was in her 20s, she worked as a machine operator and on swing shift, and she wanted to be able to have her favorite drink at night and go to sleep. And her favorite drink was a shot of this, a shot of brandy on the rocks with a little bit of half and half. Kind of like a White Russian, but with brandy instead. Favorite product. This maintains a very high specific gravity. It's super velvety, super smooth, and that's because of the way we make it. We process the syrup very similarly to a maple syrup. In fact, we use a maple syrup filter press when we actually make the syrup for the product. Super fine product, very excited. This is our current product line. Thanks for your time.